Heyo, my Planet Coaster friends, Johnny5 Alive here. Welcome back to another episode of Coaster Spotlight Contest Edition. And in today's dueling contest video, we're going to be looking at two inverted multi-looping dragon coasters. So stay tuned and let's check them out. All right, welcome back, everyone. I hope you're all having a great day. We are going to jump right on into things. Today we are looking at Dragon Challenge Revived, created by FatandFurious, one of our Discord beginner builders. And here they say the theme of the coaster is adventure. And they say ride preferences both day and night look all right. There are some lights along the ride through the tunnels, although you can see the track during the daytime. The best view will have to be row 1, seat 2. Okay, I would have liked a bit more of a description because it's called the Dragon Challenge. Maybe something themed around dragons. The theme says it's just adventure. A bit of a short description here today. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are at the Dragon Challenge. Look at those coasters going at it. The track layout, the dueling aspects look incredible, and it should be pretty darn fun. Now, he did say that there is some lighting, and when I opened up the park, it was set to night. We can see that here in the boarding station as well as the logo there. But in terms of the actual coaster layout, it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot going on. But we will give one a night ride, a blue, and we'll ride red at day. So we have one going up the lift right now, so we're just going to pause it there. So we have Blizik, which is the first inverted 4-seater. There's a look at all the stats if you want to see them. And let's get right on the Blizik. And he did say seat 2. Let's go. So we are riding these based off the user's preferences or suggestions, and I do think throughout this contest I'm going to have to learn to switch it up on my own account because it's hard to see some of the dueling elements if they're timed precisely, and with that one we didn't see a whole lot of the red coaster while we were riding the blue, but I think we would have if we were riding it in, say, cinematic. So I might have to lean towards doing more cinematic approaches during these coaster experiences, or at least one perspective in cinematic. So let's see how this one goes. We are riding it at day this time. I think what I would have preferred is if the blue coaster was day cinematic and the red coaster was POV. That way we could have gotten the best look at it. But I think we'll do a bonus ride for this one and check it out in either orbit or cinematic, because they do seem like there's a lot of dueling elements, but they're so tight together that you're not noticing it as much as we should. Anyways, let's check this out. So definitely more apparent on the red coaster. Might have also had something to do with the nighttime perspective on the last one that I didn't notice it nearly as much. I still think it's safe to say we can ride this one in cinematic and just enjoy the interactions between the two of them from almost like a bird's eye perspective. And we'll just rip up the lift here and go into cinematic at the top. Okay, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Notes to myself is that I'm going to have to let the coasters run through once or twice before I start recording, because I did notice when I took the screenshot here, these weren't quite aligned yet. Oh, no, it seems like because you have two trains running on each, the second set of trains is actually timed differently. And that's what I noticed when I first went to take the cinematics and screenshots, is that I was like, oh, these don't look like they're quite timed properly. But the first batch is. I don't know how that ended up happening, but that is interesting, because now if we watch, we should get a different result. See that? That's the screenshot I was looking for. Okay, well, let's talk about it. I think the interactions between the two coasters is quite nice. There is a lot of different variation between that. Those two inversions were timed perfectly on the first set of coasters, and we had some really cool interactions throughout here, and they went off and did their own thing, came back together. It was a bit of a song and dance. Definitely think probably the strongest dueling interaction, but also two coasters that stand on their own as fun and unique as well. So I think this is probably the strongest coaster layout so far in the contest of all 4 submissions that I've seen. However, this one lacks, so far, the spirit of the contest being that they're dueling, but they're also versus. I still feel like none of the submissions have quite hit the true spirit. So we have the Pyrock and then the Blizik, which are, I guess, intended to be dragons? Dragon Challenge? Not exactly sure. But there isn't a whole lot of theming going on here. You know, there was a little bit of fire on the lift and some snow on this one. So it's supposed to be like fire versus ice, or, you know, cold dragon versus fire dragon, something like that. I would have liked to see that theming pushed a little bit more, especially when they veer off into their own caves and they go off and do their own thing. Maybe if you would have, you know, went into your terrain paint and put some custom, because the reason we give you park files is so that you can create your own custom textures. You can create your own custom biomes. Maybe it would have been nice to use a little bit of that snow more heavily on one side and a little bit more of that fire and red lighting on another with that red rock. Then in the middle, it's a bit of a mixture or a neutral zone where they're coming together. Some more creative assets involved, maybe some basic shaped dragons or something along those lines. Something that you went in there and custom built for the coaster specifically would have been nice. So for me, it's lacking in the theming, but the coaster felt pretty darn exciting. Some really good elements there. Still plenty of submissions throughout this contest though, and I am sure the true spirit of the contest between both dueling, interaction, and theming is going to be more apparent on some creations than the other. But I do think the interesting thing about judging this is, do you put more emphasis on the interaction of the dueling experience as opposed to the theming? And that is why it's up to you guys to vote. Maybe the theming doesn't matter to you and this is your favorite creation of the whole bracket, and that is completely okay. Where you put the emphasis is up to you, but I still want to emphasize the spirit of the contest, which which is that dueling aspect is a 50-50 equal part of that, of the versus theming. We definitely do see a distinction here between the red and blue and the fire and the ice. There are some of those elements. I just think it could have been pushed a little bit further. But a very strong creation here today from FatandFurious. What a fun name as well. FatandFurious coming strong with this Dragon Challenge Revived. Really good submission. What did you guys think? Leave your comments, critiques, and all that. At the end of the day, you guys are the judges, not me. So I'm just giving my 2 cents of what I think could have been better and what I think was good. And I think there's a mixed bag here. So leave your comments down below for FatandFurious so he can listen to your suggestions, feedbacks for his next creation. And that's going to do it for me here today in today's contest video. I will see you all in the next one. Bye now.